A+ലേക്കുള്ള വഴി ഇനി തനിയെ തുറക്കാം. Subscribe to the ENCLAPS channel. Ring the bell button and open success. It's that easy.
The wind whistles past my ears. Closing my eyes, I lose all my fears. The waves crash into the rocks. Out here, there is no time on my clock.
Chimpu is all set with a new endeavor. Yes, you guessed it right. He's attempting to pour out his heart about the beauty of the natural elements around him. It's a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. And yes, it's a poetry that he is working on. Good job, Chimpu. Keep going. Now, where did Chimpu get that urge to write the poem? I think it's nature that inspired him this time. Poets get inspired from many sources, which may be visual, auditory, or even a strong feeling of happiness, loneliness, sadness, etc. When does a poet start writing poetry? Is there a specific age for that? Not at all. Poetry can touch you at any time. Yes, I mean what I say. And today we are going to witness the experience of a poet when he was embraced by creativity. When and how he got this inspiration to write poetry? Do you want to know who the poet is? Finding one's own passion and calling is a thrilling experience. Don't you feel so? Yes, it is. Well, we all have our own passion to follow. And it's such an exciting experience to do so. What if our passion lies in writing poetry? Like Chimpu? Or like Pablo Neruda? Well, let's see what Pablo Neruda has to say about his experience. The poet is so thrilled as he speaks about his first experience of getting a poetic inspiration. He says poetry came in search of him at that age. He personifies poetry as he says so. He says he doesn't know from where he got the inspiration, whether it was winter or a river, whether it was something lifeless or something full of life that triggered the poet in him. He is not sure whether it was voice or silence that provoked him to write poetry initially. But all the recalls is that he was summoned and was ordered to start the attempt. He was cut off from all other emotions. Was it some emotional turmoil that woke up the poet in him? Or was it loneliness? He's not sure about all that. But at that age, he was without a face, without an identity, and the poetry touched him. The poet says he's short of words to describe what he feels. He himself fails to perceive his own feelings. He doesn't know what is happening to him. He feels totally cut off from the rest of the materialistic world. He starts to feel a strong desire in his soul. Some violent unrest forms in him and makes him feverish. Is it a forgotten, deep hidden emotion trying to plunge out from within him? Whatever be the feel, the poet decides to decipher the fire within him. He decides to understand what the fire meant for him and why it was instilled in him. And in the course of his journey deciphering that fire, he wrote his first faint line of poetry. He calls it faint line because of his lack of confidence. It was his first time. He says it was without substance. It was pure nonsense. But for a beginner, for someone who knows nothing, it was pure wisdom. The poet describes his feelings after writing his first verse. He felt the heavens open before him. The planets. That was the height of his aesthetic experience. He felt his irregular heartbeats as the barren land within him suddenly changed into a fertile land of poetry. The poet could then understand the beautiful and mysterious things in nature. There was no logic to define his feelings, just like the mystery of the universe. But the feel was true. The poet then accepts his position in this great mysterious universe, which he calls as the great starry void, and also as the great abyss. He finds himself to be an extremely small, infinitesimal being, a being with a feeling as mysterious as the universe he is a part of. In the end, the poet versifies his powerful emotions, and he feels light at heart. Moreover, he establishes his identity as a poet in this world. I wheeled with the stars. My heart broke loose on the wind. Yes, that was the zenith of his pleasurable experience in writing poetry. That marks the end of the poem. Have a great day.
3 ലക്ഷത്തിലേറെ വരുന്ന ചോദ്യോത്തരങ്ങൾ ഏറ്റവും കുറഞ്ഞ ചിലവിൽ സ്വന്തമാക്കുവാൻ ഉടൻ തന്നെ ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യൂ എൻക്ലാപ്സ് ദ ലേണിംഗ് ആപ്പ്.